nothing but nuggets. Yeah. See, I'm telling you, man, came from nothing to something. Now we're giving you game, dropping nothing but nuggets.
This podcast is sponsored by the REI Lead Vault. The REI Lead Vault is a real-world Podio workspace solution designed by real estate professionals for real estate professionals. Check it out at the reileadvault.com. This podcast is sponsored by Easy Skip Tracing. Go to www.easyskiptracing.com for some of the most quality data in the marketplace. In fact, Easy Skip Tracing believes in good quality data so much that they're willing to provide you the leads as long as you skip trace the list with the company. Listen, text 1K leads to 44222 and get 1,000 free leads as long as you purchase the skip tracing with Easy Skip.
What's up with it? Boy, Antoine Campbell, the REI Giver. Welcome to the show, Nothing But Nuggets. Today I got a wonderful guest all the way from West Palm Beach, Florida. Crystal Bella. She's a serial entrepreneur. She started her journey years ago, and she recently got rid of her job over a year ago and transitioned to be a full-time entrepreneur. So I had to get on the show because I know there's a lot of people out there that are struggling with how to quit your job or how to bring in extra income without creating this big monstrous company. You can literally do this through the power of network marketing. So let me let Crystal introduce herself, and she can tell everybody how she got started with being an entrepreneur.
Hi, everyone. My name is Crystal Bella. I am here in sunny and hot West Palm Beach, Florida. Been here all my life. I have two beautiful children, 15 and 5. I've worked a job since I was like 14 years old, and I like money. I like making money. But I basically had just been over the years, I would say in the past 14, 15 years, I've been trying to find my niche, trying to see what works for me. And, a lot of people say, hey, what they say, jack of all trades. I say, I'm a lot of trades, master of one, and that's really just connecting with people. I love people. I'm a social butterfly, so I love networking with people. I love meeting people. That's always been me, my personality.
That's amazing. So you both started our entrepreneur journey around the same exact time. I remember it was like yesterday. I started a tag and title company, and you started working with TLC, I believe.
Yeah.
And to this day, I believe you still work with that company. That's one of your flows of income. Talk to the people about the level of commitment and consistency to stick with something.
That's one of the first things that I was going to say is consistency. Like, you have to, especially when you find what it is that you like or you love doing, being consistent will definitely pay off. And it paid off for me. It may not happen right away, but if you love it, you have to, you got to stick with it. You have to find out what works for you. You have to figure out, what it will take basically for you to make the money that you're making, or to even see the results that you want to see. I initially joined the tea company because I had my own personal health issues. I had my daughter 5, almost 6 years ago, and I had suffered some heart complications. Ended up having heart surgery. I was under cardiac care for a while. I'm still under cardiac care, but I'm better now. 6 months after I had her, I had a heart surgery. So the cardiologist was like, you can't work out. You can't, no caffeine, no this, no that. I was very restricted. And they told me this when I used to do, spin classes and be in the gym 6 times a week. So that
I
was
remember.
that, I used to work out all the time, right? So being that I couldn't work out, of course, most mothers know that when you have a baby, you want to lose the baby weight. Then you deal with the postpartum. It's so much to it after having a baby. And I wanted to basically just restore my, mental, physical, spiritual health, just to get back to normal. And I was introduced to a tea, a detox tea, which consisted of herbs. And to me, it was like a herbal remedy. It cleansed my system. I lost the weight. I was healthy. I was happy. I was energized. I slept well. I mean, you'd be amazed at, the different benefits at just, going natural, doing things the natural way, with having your body. And I took off from there. I literally joined the company a few days after I started drinking the tea.
That's amazing that you believe in a product so much that you decided to promote it. Um,
Yep.
I want to talk to you because a lot of the people that follow me, they currently in between the W-2 and the entrepreneur thing. What were some tips that you can give them that you were still consistent at being an entrepreneur, but you still catered to your job?
Well, first things first, I actually loved what I did. As far as my job was concerned, I worked really. Oh gosh, I volunteered. I always been in the criminal justice system. That was not my major. I'm a psych major, and I wanted to do counseling and marriage and family therapy. But I volunteered at our local courthouse when I was in high school. Ended up getting a job there when I graduated. Worked there 11 years. And when I received my bachelor's degree and started my master's program, I transitioned over to the state attorney's office, where I worked with victims of crime and specifically domestic violence and homicide victims. So I actually love what I did. And so it was easy. I mean, not every day was the best day. I had my trials. I had my, I was exhausted. I did get burned out working there, but I was very passionate about what I did. So it was a little easier for me to get up in the morning and go to work. But at the same time, I knew that there was something more like on the inside of me where I'm like, I can make a difference outside of this job and probably make the same amount, if not more money, trading that time.
See, what I'm trying to figure out is how did you, I'm assuming working a government job, that's straight 9 to 5. There's no negotiating with that.
No.
How did you hit your 9 to 5 and then turn around and come home and have that same energy to cater to your businesses?
For me, I guess it was just more or less passion, being that I was very consistent in the tea company and other people were sharing their results with me. They wanted to get better. They were coming to me with a lot of different health issues. They loved the product. That's really what motivated and inspired me, knowing that I'm helping somebody else. Like that's always been me. My day job was, was helping, victims of crime and stuff. And then my passion of, being in network marketing, different companies and stuff, specifically the tea company, just knowing that I was helping other people would text me with their results, saying that they feel better, they slept better. Like that's what drove me, knowing that
Right.
I was really helping somebody else.
Now, network marketing. Can you summarize what that is and how can someone start utilizing it?
For me, network marketing is just getting out there and meeting different people. Palm Beach, we have a lot of had a lot of different events around town often. Now, I had been in other network marketing companies, right? So, basically, I would join the company. You meet people that are a part of your team, or maybe a part of other teams or whatever, and then you have different events that you attend. You have classes, you have trainings. There's learning, tools and strategies. There's books that you have to read. All of that is, to me, that's how it's been for me. Is intertwined into network marketing. And then I started actually setting up with whatever company I was in. And like I said, most recently, the tea company. At that time, when I really, really got heavy into network marketing, it was just, I started vending at events. And so that was another way for me to get my name, my brand, my face out there, meet new people, here, take my card, buy my product. If they have a business, I would take their card. And a lot of my social media network friends and stuff like that have actually become my friends just by me meeting them at events and seeing them like on a regular basis. I mean, whether it was a daytime event, a nighttime event, whatever it was, like I said, I'm a social butterfly. So I liked being out and just meeting new people, not being afraid to walk up to people and say, hey, how you doing? I'm Crystal Bella. What is it that you do?
Right.
That's always been me.
What's funny about that, the network marketing thing you do in real estate, like wholesaling and investing, runs parallel. It's almost the same thing.
Right.
We go out,
Yep.
we go to these conferences, we go out to these events, we shake hands, we meet each other on Facebook, and we end up not
Yeah.
right now, but down the road doing some type of business together.
Right.
Um,
Right.
So, what are some strengths that you say that was a factor into your success early on your journey?
Some of my strengths were being intentional with what it was that I was doing or trying to do. Like
Right.
I had been in other companies, right? So let's take Mary Kay for instance. I joined Mary Kay some years back. I would say maybe 15 or so years ago. Well, I don't really wear makeup, so
You don't need to wear makeup, cuz. Hey guys, just so you know,
every now and then, I'll
this
throw
is
some
my
makeup on.
cousin. For transparency, this is my cousin, so I can call her beautiful
Yeah,
without my wife yelling at me.
thank you.
So you don't need to wear makeup, cuz.
Thank you. But yeah, so I tried Mary Kay. Obviously, Mary Kay didn't work for me because we had to do like these makeup parties and put on all this makeup, and I had to put makeup on other people. And I'm like, okay, this is not. I wasn't connecting with that. So and I had been in other companies too as well that I didn't necessarily connect with. So for me, when I really really started to learn more about network marketing and the power of the value of a dollar, I was like, okay, I have to be intentional with what I'm doing because I'm joining these companies, I'm spending this money, and I'm not doing great in it. I'm not doing anything with it. I end up quitting, and I have all this product that
Man, that's the same. I'm telling you, what you do in real estate is the
yeah,
same exact thing. You get a person who sign up for, you get a person who want to do real estate. They sign up for a product or they enlist in a service. 2 weeks later, they're not seeing the results they want to see, and
right.
they quit.
Oh
And,
man,
and that's what. If I decided to quit 3-4 years ago, me and you wouldn't be here having this conversation.
right.
And let's talk about. First of all, before I go over to the quitting section, I want to talk about you in this Miss Palm Beach. If you didn't like wearing makeup, how in the world did you end into a beauty pageant and actually run the whole pageant?
That was literally just one night of makeup. So I had a photo shoot, and then there were some other events and stuff that I had to attend in which I was like, okay, I'll play a role and get some makeup on. So I'll do the makeup thing as needed, but to wake up every day and put makeup on, that's not
Yeah,
me.
I don't.
No
I
shade to
told my wife
anybody that
LaShawn.
does
I told my wife
it.
LaShawn like that makeup stuff, honey. You don't got to do that because I don't want to be kissing you and be tasting like makeup powder on my mouth.
Lipstick
Like
all over it.
you don't need the makeup. And people think that she wears makeup, but she really got that skin regimen stuff down packed, so her
Right,
face is flawless.
right. That's what I'm doing right. That's what I'm working on right now. But
So, let's talk about quitting, like, because I know it probably been times where things got so dark that quitting was on the table.
yeah.
What did you do to like stay away from that mindset to say, you know what, I'm going to continue to push forward even though things are tough right now?
Well, my children, number one, they were definitely my why. It's like, okay, I want them to, I want to be successful. I took a look back in my past, and my future as well. I tried to see my future. So I was like, okay, my parents, they graduated high school, they
Right.
worked for other people, they're still to this day, they still have their own personal struggles, financial struggles and things like that. So
Right.
I don't want to be like that. I want to be, I want to be better. I want to do better. I have to find what works for me. Right. So I took a look back to my past and my, my grandparents, they're entrepreneurs too, so I
Right.
look at that. My grandfather, he had his own paint and auto body shop, right, for many years. My grandmother quit her job when I was born to keep me, and then she started her own in-home daycare, and she retired when I was after I had turned 25. So she kept me, and then she started taking on other neighborhood kids and stuff like that. And
I
then her,
remember that. I remember that.
right,
But
yeah,
even the first time I started coming to Florida, right? That's when
yeah,
I first started falling in love with real estate. My granddad Hurry, the one who just passed not too long ago,
yes, yes,
he let me be around it because he did a lot of construction. But when I
right.
came down to Florida and I was over at grandma's house, and then I just noticed like, hold on, grandma between grandma and granddad, they own like this whole entire block of houses. I'm like, they not out here with suit and tie on investors, but they made some right investments back in the day.
Exactly.
And to me,
Exactly.
man, that I respected that, like for them to have a real estate holdings like that, and
Yeah.
they don't even talk about it that much.
No, not at all. Not at all. And they still have property.
I already know.
Yeah. So yeah, because I know you talked to grandma the last time you were here, but yeah. So I took a look at that as well, and then I was like, okay, well, and I have children now that are looking up to me. So I'm,
Right,
I want to do something that has never been done in my family, or continue on the legacy, right, of
right.
entrepreneurship. And I don't want to be like my parents. Okay. And I want my kids to, I love my parents, no shade to them, but you know,
You been honest, and we at a point in time where honesty is all we have right now. You got to
exactly.
be real with yourself to say, hey, my mother and father, they did the best for us, but sometimes your best is not sufficient.
Right.
Just because
Right.
I say, hey, I did my best, child or honey
Right.
or whatever, that
Yeah.
don't mean or justify that it was enough.
Right.
So,
Right.
so
So, and then I was like, I want to lay a foundation and leave a foundation, a legacy for my children at this point. Like if my parents died today, I have nothing, I don't want that for my children. So they are
right,
my why as far as what has kept me going, and what really makes me think each night, okay, how can I make tomorrow better? How can I be a better person tomorrow? God willing, I open my eyes. That's a new day to make yesterday jealous. That's how I see it.
right. I agree. Let's talk about your strategicness, like everything. Because on the outside, even me, on the outside, people might think, oh, they all over the place. She all over the place. She doing this, doing that, doing this, but it all aligns to your long-term goals. Let's talk
Mhm.
about how strategic you are in your business holdings. Like what type of businesses that you currently involved
Right now, currently, I'm involved in I would say, health, wellness, skincare, beauty industry. Tapping more into the beauty industry, right? So initially, again, I try to be very intentional with what I'm doing, right? So I had my own personal health scare, and then I joined this health and wellness company that has helped me, has helped me and has helped other people. Then now I am into more so skincare. I didn't realize how important it was to maintain, a healthy skincare regimen until I developed acne last year, about a year ago. I never had a dot on my face, but in just me being transparent, I don't know, where it came from. A lot of people say, oh, it could be hormonal, it could be this, it could be that. And then my son had started, he had the teenage acne, and my daughter had the itchy skin. She was on a steroid oil. We were getting prescriptions, medicine for her to put on her skin every month, and I was like, okay, there has to be a better way. So I, at that time, being intentional, I was like, okay, I have to figure out something that works for myself and for my children, basically my household. I got to get rid of this, acne or whatever it was that I was dealing with. So I did the internal, the detoxing and, the water intake and things like that, and started tapping into, natural products, natural soaps and things like that for my kids as well as myself. So fast forward to today, January, I launched my own soap line.
Like let's get into that. What made you decided to stop making your own soap?
It's so crazy because I was like, this time last year, I didn't even think I would be doing it. I just knew that I was going to be heavy into real estate by now, right?
Uh-huh.
But which we talk about some things, right? But just what the things that I had experimented with towards the end of the year last year, I really, really liked it. I bought books. I really just kind of engulfed myself into number one, being able to help myself and my kids. That was
Right.
the main thing. And I was like, okay, well, if I can help myself and my children, then I could probably help other people. I would support other companies out there, that make, natural products and things like that, which it helped, it worked. Obviously it becomes expensive because natural, the more natural, you go, the more expensive it can be. And so I'm like, okay, well, I have to, save money, I gotta, be cautious with my spending, but also see how I can continue to help myself, my kids, and help other people and leverage it. And that's kind of like how I got into it. I wasn't sure, what was going to happen or how big it was going to be, or I wasn't sure of anything. I just kind of took a shot, and right now I can say I'm doing really well.
Hey, I was in your house and I seen how all the orders coming in, and I'm telling you, man, once you get hacked,
Double
you hacked,
that now.
man. You can't let up off people.
Yeah,
And let's go on your site real quick. I want to show people because I actually use some of your soap. My children use your
yes.
soap. Jaden, he loves the dark
The
chocolate soap you got.
chocolate. Yeah,
Yeah, I have
yeah,
to order him some more stuff, and I want to show people like um right now we at a pivotal point. COVID-19 came out. Literally the world got put on pause and mute. You
yeah,
are able to come back and reinvent yourself into anything you would like. And
yeah.
ownership. I've been preaching ownership for a while now, but ownership is
Mhm.
extremely important to me to the point I'm turning down like affiliates. I'm turning down everything. If I'm not owning a piece of that shit, you can take that shit
Yeah,
and shove it up your ass. That's how I'm
period,
going now. Even
period.
certain like affiliates I got now, I'm getting rid of and just launching my own stuff because I feel
Yeah,
like ain't nobody gonna love you and take care of you and your people like the way you're gonna love and take care of you and your people.
exactly, exactly.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna share my screen 1 second. Uh, so this your site, right?
Yep, that's my website.
Okay, give me 1 second. I got all these screens open. So talk about the site and like I'm about to go through it. I'm just closing some of these screens.
Well, the website, which was my beautiful, amazing friend and coach, my sounding board. Her name is Vernice Bell. She assisted me with all this beauty that you see. But basically, what I did was when I decided to launch my soap line, obviously, it's like, okay, I started selling, a few bars here and there, a few loaves, and they were maybe like $5 or so. I didn't have a website. People were, I would have to send an invoice and charge for shipping. And, people would say, oh, let me cash app you and this, that, and the other. People started loving the results. Sales started going up. And I said, okay, this isn't going to work much. I need a professional look. I need a website. So I reached out to a very great friend of mine, and she helped me establish, the a more professional look and a easy look as well for people to just go on the website. They can see what each bar looks like. I did all my photos. on my dining room table. And some of the photos you'll see also my backsplash. I had to move. I actually outgrew my last apartment, and
Yeah.
that's where you all came to recently. So to my new apartment. But the ones that you see in a white background, I had a white poster board underneath those. I took my own pictures. I cut them. I made them myself by hand.
Man,
I
this double butter oatmeal bar, I need like 20 more of them things.
Yeah, I got you.
That right there is life changing, right? And
Yes,
it's amazing how like we can take something and do it even better than the big box retail soap companies and
exactly.
product companies.
Yep.
Um, what's one of your favorite? Because all this stuff is handcrafted. What's one of your
Yeah.
favorite bars you personally like?
My favorite bar is the Green Thumb bar. Well, I have a second favorite too. That's the Creamy Cocoa. I literally use them both in the shower. But the Green Thumb bar, that bar is very near and dear to my heart. It has lemongrass and eucalyptus in it. I mean, the essential oils that are in it are amazing. It has great benefits for the skin. Any issues that that you may have as far as rashes, psoriasis, acne, things like that, antiseptic properties and stuff. But I named it the Green Thumb Bar because I had unfortunately, one of my best friends passed away this year in February, and she called herself the Green Thumb Fairy. And her business was she would actually grew. She had her own garden, and she grew her plants, veggies, fruits, things like that in her backyard. And she was launching her line, a tea line as well. And her tea line was she had lemon, her favorite was lemongrass. She would make a tea, she would use it in everything. And so I made sure that I did a bar in her honor. And I worked with it. It's about three different versions of that bar. This third version that I came up with is pretty similar to that's the second version that you see. I just hadn't updated the picture, but
This one,
really the same.
the
No,
peppermint.
it's still the same Green Thumb bar. I just did like when I did the first bar, it's like I had the vision in my head of how I want to look like what I want to look like, but it didn't come out that way. But I just kept practicing with it, and then I finally got the look of it that I wanted, that I wanted to get. But they're all made with the same, they're the Green Thumb bar is like I said, different versions, but all the same properties and ingredients as well. But that one is definitely my favorite, and I did that bar in her honor as well. Very special bar.
Yeah, I honestly must say, when I seen you launch your soap line, I thought you was promoting someone's product. Then when I got a whiff that hey, this is in fact her product, I was
Yeah,
truly amazed and honored that
yeah.
my
Thank you.
cousin is doing
Thank
something to this capacity. And it takes a lot of courage to step out here and create your own product because you have people that might criticize you. I mean, when you're an independent entrepreneur, it seems like the consumers look at all the negativity before they
everything.
even give the positivity a
Mm-hmm.
shot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and for you to transform it to the point that you just slinging soap to actually selling soap is amazing because that's how we was in our company that we started to help people train and manage virtual
Right.
assistants. We was just
Right.
helping clients at
Right.
first and hey, cash app me, Zelle pay me. And then we realized that we had to start to sell this product in a more professional manner. Now we
Right.
have four
That was me.
departments, over 10 plus employees. I don't know the count. It's
Wow.
always fluctuate. Over 10
Yep.
plus employees work for that company. And and it wouldn't be possible if it weren't for great people. How important it is to surround yourself with great people.
Absolutely. It is definitely important. Like I have people that sometimes I call in tears and I'm like, I need some help with this. But it's important to have people. Yes, having supporters is great. Having fans is great. But you really got to have, I think I made a post about this a few weeks ago. Like it's very important to have those people in your corner, that you can, call, cry to, vent to, help you. I mean, just be your sounding board. Like I said, the young lady that helped me with my website, Like if I have a business question or whatever, she's gonna give it to me like blood raw. She's not gonna sugarcoat anything. She's
Right.
exactly the way that things need to go. And I take it all in. I'm like, okay, she got me together. Thank you very much. You need those people in your corner. That's, yes, they're your friend, but at the same time, they want to see you win. And sometimes when people want to see you win, it's not always going to feel good.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
not
Because some
good.
days I be wanting to hit LaShawn with the Homer Simpson. Why
Uh,
you love that?
she's so
Cause
funny.
she be telling me stuff that I do not fucking want to hear. But
Yeah,
the information,
but it's
and
the
what's
truth.
crazy
It's
is
the truth.
the information that LaShawn gives me is what some of these guys that's like in the same business I am go to masterminds and spend $100,000 to hear, and I get to hear for free. And
See,
you don't get that wisdom every day.
no, you
You
don't.
don't get that wisdom.
No, you
So
don't. No, you don't.
so what's your game plan? I ask everybody come on the show. It's the beginning of the decade. It's 2020. Where do you see yourself at the end of the decade, the next 10 years?
Ooh, wee. Well, I definitely see my children having more of a hands-on with my product line, but I see myself in stores. I really see myself, I'm a household name in whether it's in
I agree.
Target or Bath and Body Works. Hello, what people standing in line, you know, going there. I mean, or even having my own store, and my own, and hey, and franchise it from there. But warehouse is coming. I mean, I have been like, my brain sometimes it wants to explode with the things that just appear in my vision. And I love it. I love it. So step by step, one day at a time. But hey, every day is execution. Every day is execution, because I know I'm one step closer.
So quick question,
Hmm.
because you like me, we both similar. That's why we click like that.
Yeah.
How do you take your idea and translate it into reality?
Oh man, it's so funny because guess what? You see this book I have here? I'm not gonna open it. I can't show y'all all my secrets, but I have a book here, right? And this is from books that I've read, video tutorials, websites, Google. These are my soap recipes, right? So if I'll have a dream or wake up in the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and my vision, it'll be like either a color or a fragrance or an oil, or if I'm dealing with something like personally, I'll say, because it's like, okay, well, I have the soap, right? And I'm about to launch something else this week with my line, but it's something that's going to help me. So it's like, I have the soap, but I need,
I got some stuff in the background working on too. So
yeah. So I'm like,
it's hard to, yeah. Sometimes I got to be quiet about things because you don't want the enemy to come take your blessing away.
Exactly. And that's how I am. So what I do is I put it right here, right? I write it down. I'm up all night. I'm studying. I'm looking up ingredients. Amazon is at my door every day because I'm ordering, I'm ordering the products. But I'm like, okay, well, I have the soap and I need a moisturizer. People want their face clean. They want their face cleared up like me. But we need something to follow up with that. And that's what I've been working on. So I'll literally start looking up stuff. I'll crack my books open, and then I just start writing. And so in here is my ingredients, to all my different soaps and everything that basically came in my head. And I just write it down and I just execute. I perfect it to, the way that it's supposed to be, all the way down to the color, the fragrance, everything, and go for it.
And that's another thing, because most people, they had the idea in their head, but it's a struggle to take the idea out your head and then
Yeah,
turn it into reality and be
yeah,
consistent about it to see the
yeah.
idea from start to finish. I
Right.
think that's what separates the people who's actually been successful and the people who's just not being successful, the
Hmm.
ability to execute even through trying times.
Yeah, yeah, and that's how it was too last year. When I left corporate America, I decided to leave corporate America. Yeah, I had a plan,
Let,
but
let's talk about the courage and what you did to
whew,
leave corporate America. I
oh
was there
man,
with you, host every way, but let's talk about it.
Yeah, you were, man. I appreciate y'all so much, especially you, because I know I bugged you every day, especially
Nah, you don't bug me. You good.
to the real estate. But it's like I cried every day. Like when it was really, I knew that it was going to happen. I knew that I was not going to retire from corporate America at 60, 65. I had been with the Florida retirement system for 17 years. So a lot of people's like, oh, you can't retire until, that 30th year or 20th year, 25. And I'm like, no, it's going to be before that. I said, maybe before I turn 40 or by the time I turn 40, I'll go ahead and retire. Well, I'm 35, right? So last year, when I turned 34, actually was it a month before my birthday month, I want to say maybe May, June, I started to, I don't know, I was having dreams. I was having this feeling. It was, I don't know, it was like this fire lit in the pit of my stomach. And I was like, I have to do this. And then it was just a matter of when, right? But I said,
Right.
it's going to happen this year. It has to happen this year. I have to go on my own. I have to be on my own. Like, now is the time. This is the time. And as the time, months, a few weeks or whatever passed, a month or so passed, and I had to talk with myself. And then I was like, I'm gonna go and talk to my bosses. I gotta have a conversation with them. And so I did this even before I put my notice in, because like I said, I loved what I did. I was a supervisor of the unit. I managed 2 federal grants. No one else knew how to do those grants except me. Actually 3 federal grants, one for sexual assault, domestic violence. So there was different grants with domestic violence. No one knew how to do what I did. So I had to start training, teaching someone, had to hire someone, and basically just give up my position. I was still an advocate. So I had about 3 or 4 different roles that had to be just me, that had to be split up into like 3 people.
Right.
So, I put my notice in and I started the training. And August 30th, I was out of there. Like, it was a scary, scary, scary decision, because I didn't do it because I was angry. I didn't do it because I hated my job. I didn't do it because my coworker didn't like me. I did it because I knew that there was something bigger and there was more and better for me. And it was not there. Like, I had reached that glass ceiling on the job.
And I always tell people, like, you can love your job, you can do whatever, but a job only got enough money to pay you for so
That's it.
much
That's
for
it.
that position, no matter how
That's
much
it.
more you do for them.
Yeah,
And I'm always the first person to say better yourself. There's
exactly.
nobody paying a better return than yourself. You know,
Right.
so if you can, if you have the infrastructure, take that leap of faith. And what you did, in my opinion, was being proactive, because you knew that. I always tell people, having a job, and this might kind of like rub people the wrong way, but having a job, because I was on both sides of the fence. I had a job and I worked for myself.
Right.
Having a
Yeah.
job is all you doing is deferring your problems, deferring
That's it.
all your struggles, deferring everything until a later date. It's still gonna be there, but you pushing it off and deferring it, and that's all the job's
Right.
doing. Because one
Right.
day you might wake up and there might be a thing called COVID-19, then your job shut down for a month, and then you find out who really got your back.
Hello.
But me working for myself, I got a fighting chance. I don't know about you, but over here, what I'm doing, we actually doubled our business
Me
through COVID.
too.
Crazy, right?
Me too. That was so
So
good. My busiest months. My big
busy, one of the
months.
record-breaking months for our company.
My record breaking months have literally been in these last 2 months. Literally been in these last 2 months. I mean, like, I was, because before COVID, I would probably get 1 or 2 sales a day. Now I'm looking at like 10, 20, 15,
Exactly,
per day, sales per day, on
exactly.
the website. And the more, I get my name out there, being consistent with branding myself, marketing myself, putting myself out there, and sharing other results from customers, it's a win-win. It's a win-win.
I'm,
But
I'm,
I had to get
I'm
out of it,
telling you,
just go for it.
it's an amazing thing to wake up to know that everything is all on you, and if you fail, it's no one else to blame but yourself.
But myself,
I can live
exactly.
with them results. I can live with that any day. What I can't live with is you got some asshole supervisors who don't like their job, and they trying to figure out a way to fire you for no reason.
Right. Yeah. Fortunately, I was the nice supervisor. I was very nice and, patient and, compassionate. I was very, I did the training and everything myself. I was very hands on with my staff. So most of them, they really hated to see me go. But, I told them it was my time. Like it was time. It was time. So I'm happy with my decision. I actually retired. I didn't just quit. I did retire with the Florida retirement system.
That's amazing. You retired at the age of 34. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Uh, anything you working on you want to talk about or tell the people?
Well, I'm still doing the tea company. Well, actually, when I turn 35, I'll be 36 this year. Oh my gosh! But yeah. So, but what I'm working on right now is I'm still in the tea company. Still, leveraging that as well. Uh, Especially now during this pandemic, I really encourage people to get their health in order. Okay. And keep their immune system boosted up, and just take care of their overall health. What you do internally definitely reflects externally, right?
I
Um,
agree.
I am launching. I'll be releasing right now about 3 new products by the end of the weekend. So if you're watching, definitely keep an eye on my website. You will see under the artesian soap collection that I have some new additions to what I already have, which that it's already been in the works. It's just a matter of me taking my beautiful pictures and loading them on the site. I will be starting subscriptions as well, subscription boxes. So if you are a regular, so these are my VIP customers. I legit have people that would like to be on auto shipment. So, they love my
Yeah,
product that much. And so it's like, okay, well, I'm going to now give them an opportunity to make sure they get their products regularly, consistently on a monthly basis. And, I'm working on a logo and branding right now. So I'll be branding, my subscription boxes and things like that. So I have a lot of different projects coming up basically to just make the shopping experience more pleasurable for my customers.
definitely. Uh, I think that some people, they just take what life gives them, and then some people like yourself, you just create opportunities out of thin air.
I too.
What before we go,
Hmm.
I'm gonna wrap it up. What is some what is a game plan you can give somebody who might want to start off and just try to make a little money for themselves? Maybe just enough money to pay their car note or to pay a few bills around the house. Maybe it's
Hmm.
a stay-at-home mom who's
Right.
in the house and someone's taking care of the bills like the husband, or
Hmm.
maybe they just want to figure out a way to sneak out the back door of corporate America, and they just want to get some type of confirmation and do something that they know that they can make money without being a direct deposit a W-2 check every week.
For those type of people, which I've been all of that, I went through all of that, right? So, for those type of people, if you're out there and you're just really not sure what direction you want to take, I always say figure out what it is that you love, right? What is it that you love? What is it that you're passionate about? Whether it's children, if you want to keep 1 or 2 babies on the weekend, help out some hardworking parents that's working those doubles, and say, hey, I open up my home to you, and Saturdays and Sunday, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, whatever, and watch your kids for you. Start earning some income like that, or whatever it is, whether it's drawing, painting, singing, making things. If you have a gift with your hands, definitely use it. Just I would say figure out what it is that you absolutely love, that you're passionate about. If you're not sure, if you're not confident in starting your own LLC or your own company or corporation, find a business, find a structure, a vehicle that's already in motion, right? So like with me, like I said, I did I did the Amway, I did the Mary Kay, I did I'm doing the tea with Total Life Changes. Total Life Changes is the vehicle that actually helped me leave my job as well. I was doing very, very well, earning income.
But see, let's rewind that back. You wasn't your typical tea distributor. You was the tea plug.
Yeah.
You set it up in a way that life was easy. I got gallons. I know a bunch of people slinging tea right now, and
Yeah.
nobody's selling about a gallons pre-made.
Nope.
Nobody creating that urgency. Come on, I got 2 left today.
Right.
Drop off, pull up. What
Right.
you want?
Right.
Like no one was that hands-on with their clientele, and that's
Right.
the difference maker. I believe that's the difference
Right.
maker.
Yeah, you have to be able to set yourself apart, especially when you're in an area that's saturated, overly saturated with people that's doing the same thing as you. You have to figure out, okay, what's going to set me apart. So I will literally make 25 to 30 gallons of tea a night. Okay. It's a science to it. It's a way that I do it. I figured out how to make it easy for myself, and I will, I'll pick a Saturday and I will literally go from one county to the next, or one city to the next here in Palm Beach, and deliver tea. And I will come home with $600-700.
And burn them up. But see, that's the thing. Like that's the beautiful thing about America. Let me tell you something. I can wake up tomorrow, and I'm not being cocky. I never talk about money to people. I make it a point to keep the money away because I don't want to dangle the money in front of you because
Right.
that's not the point.
Yeah.
I can wake up tomorrow and be flat ass broke,
Right.
and come back home and have just as much as I had the day before.
Exactly.
I don't know nowhere else in the country where you literally can reinvent yourself. I don't know nowhere else in the world where you literally can take an opportunity and run with it and go as far as you want.
Mm-hmm.
This is some amazing stuff. I respect
Yeah.
companies like TLC. I got something I want to talk to you once we get off the show. But
Okay.
there's some crazy shit I'm working on that's going to change
I remember
a
you
lot of
started,
people's lives, not just my
talking
life.
about something. Yeah.
But it's all. I'm telling you, like when we make that announcement, people gonna be like, "Damn, what?" And they ain't gonna understand it at first. But 3 years from now, they gonna understand. Trust me.
Right.
So,
Right.
so I
I'm on
just think
board.
that
I'm
I
on
just think
board.
that people got to start staying fresh. They got to learn how to reinvent themselves, and you can't put
Often.
yourself in an area of complacency.
Right.
A sense of urgency and being proactive is definitely the key to get into whatever you want to get to in life.
Mhm. Yep, absolutely, absolutely, and that's part of what I did too. I was like, hey, listen, y'all, especially around the holiday weekends, it's like, okay, y'all ate all this food. Okay,
It's marketing.
ready, let's flush
You're a
it out.
good marketer. You're a genius.
Let's flush
The
it
way
out.
you write your statuses, the way you be consistent. And here's another tip: if you're in a business and if you got a product you're trying to sell, or you got a service you want to push, start
Yeah.
transitioning into uh uh doing content around it. So when people go back and look at you, they can say, "Well, Antoine always talked about real estate. Crystal always talked about tea.
Hmm.
Let me go do business with them because this is not another little 5 minute thing, and next week they're not doing it anymore."
Exactly. Exactly. I'm definitely here to stay. I'm on the products every day. My children are on the products as well. So, I can tell the hardworking mom or the single mom, the importance of making sure your kids are taking their vitamins. I have not had a sick household in years. Okay. No cold, no flu, no none of that. We don't It's no flu season around here, not in my house. Okay, we detox,
Yeah.
we take our vitamins, and that's pretty much it. So, it's just a matter of being able to connect with people, and just sometimes you have to get down on their level and help them understand why they should be doing the things that they need to handle your business.
So if people wanted to reach out to you, how could they reach out to you?
Well, my page is wide open. I'm more of a Facebook person. I'm kind of streamlining over into Instagram, but Crystal Bella is my Facebook name. Crystal Bella, aka Crystal Felder. You'll see me on there. My Facebook page, business page is Bella's Bars and herbs. My Instagram page is Bella's Soap and More. I had to change the name because they wouldn't let me promote ads and stuff with my Bella's Bars and Herbs name, but
Probably
Bella's.
because the herbs, the word herbs.
Yes, when I would do a ad, they would think that they would say it's promoting alcohol and drugs.
Yeah,
So
probably because the herbs.
yeah, so Bella's Soap and More. My email is also, if you check out my website, my email, crystalbellallc@yahoo.com. It's also on my website as well. So different ways you can find me, but Crystal Bella is mainly it. Shoot me a message. Just check me out. Check out my products. You won't be disappointed. I ship everywhere, all over. I do offer shipping.
What's the craziest place you shipped to so far? I'm curious.
Alaska. I still can't get over Alaska. I have shipped to Alaska. Yeah, that was. I mean, although it's part of 50 states, whatever, but still. Okay. Right. Like, I've shipped to local state Georgia. Shipped to recently Kansas, Topeka, Kansas, I believe it was. I've shipped to different cities in California, different places in New York. I shipped to New York almost every week, different people. Alabama, things like that. But what blew me away was Alaska. I was like, whoa, okay, this is huge. Somebody in Alaska knows me. Okay, that's what's up.
You starting to build an international brand, building with it one block at a time.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, cuz, my wonderful cousin Crystal. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Catch you next time. My goal is to be able to buy property. I own property down there already, but to be able to buy property in Palm Beach County, so I can be closer to my Palm Beach family.
Listen, we talked about it. Let's do it.
Appreciate you. Catch you later.
Take care.
Thank you so much, cuz.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful Crystal Bella. Listen, if you are an aspiring entrepreneur or if you're a person, and let's be honest right quick, real estate might not be for you. Now is the time to exit the stage. Go figure out what you're passionate about. Go figure out what makes you happy and do that, right? Do exactly what you need to do in order to create the life you want. And sometimes real estate might not be the thing. Maybe you got to piggyback around and come to real estate once you figure out what your other purpose is. That being said, tomorrow I have another special guest. I have a lady coming on. She's from the Las Vegas area. She just started virtually wholesaling during the COVID crisis because she was laid off from working on the Las Vegas Strip, I think at one of the hotels, and she done multiple deals and made some money. So I believe she's going to come on tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about what is she doing that separate herself and how in the world she's closing deals and she's so new virtually. So catch the episode tomorrow. I appreciate you. Listen, if you want to join my 2-day mastermind, not webinar, mastermind, my 2-day mastermind led by me, text V1 Mastermind to 44222. Tickets are $97. It's going to go up to $197 next week. I can put that on a brick of Bibles. I am not coming down on that price. Here's the reason why. Last year we did this mastermind tickets for $2,000. Everybody named Mother showed up. So since it's virtual and it's COVID, we figured we do you a favor and price it at $197 since it's virtual. So we don't have to pay for a hotel room, rent rooms, and do all this crazy stuff. We pass the savings on to you. So if you want something a little high level, I don't care if you're new, you're experienced, you got a big operation, come on and get some quick nuggets. We're going to be talking about some stuff that I never talked about before. It's closed room section. We're going to be giving up everything but the kitchen sink. It's going to be worth it. If you're interested, get the tickets. When they're gone, they're gone. I appreciate you. If you need my help, do me a favor and just DM me sometimes. Follow me on Instagram, CEO929. If you're watching on YouTube, do me a favor, click the subscribe button and share the video. And if you have any questions, never hesitate, like I said, to reach out to me. Until next time, I see you guys later. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for supporting the movement.
Nothing but nuggets. Yeah. See, I'm telling you, man. Came from nothing to something. Now we're giving you game. Dropping nothing but nuggets.
This podcast is sponsored by Easy Skip Tracing. Go to www.easyskiptracing.com for some of the most quality data in the marketplace. In fact, Easy Skip Tracing believes in good quality data so much that they're willing to provide you the leads as long as you skip trace the list with the company. Listen, text 1K leads to 44222 and get 1,000 free leads as long as you purchase the skip tracing with Easy Skip. This podcast is sponsored by the REI Lead Vault. The REI Lead Vault is a real-world Podio workspace solution designed by real estate professionals for real estate professionals. Check it out at the REILeadVault.com.